Right, this game is Sherlock Holmes. And it's one I've just recently started, and I'm currently investigating the murder of a guy called Black Peter, who was a harpoonist. So, I'm partway through the investigation.
I need to stage a
Let's have a look.
reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
So, this poor old guy here, I've just interrogated him to find out what the problem is and what he has related to the case. So, we've got some tasks to do. These are portraits of people that you can scan with your Sherlock superpowers. No echoes, no souvenirs as yet. Dialogues, these are all the speech ones that I've done with everybody so far. Documents, cut out some bits of papers that you've found related to the case. Evidence I've collected. All the things here, pipes, boots. Right, so back to the scene of the crime. We get the occasional pause on loading because I didn't save this to my solid drive. This is on my normal disk drive, so to speak. So we get a bit of issue with the loading. Right, so back to the scene of the crime, a bit of background. So this is where the crime was committed. This is where the body was. He was pinned up to here with a harpoon. We've got evidence to examine there, which we've already done. Evidence there, which we've collected. There was evidence there. We do need a harpoon because... where are we on tasks? Tasks, there we go. Watson would be glad to help with preparation for harpoon throwing. We're trying to find out if the harpoon...
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
A lucky throw, or was it forced into him? Now we did find some evidence there of footprints, which are there.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Yes. The footprints we did find, which was in here belonging to the victim, they were too small. So, there's somebody else who's been here with much bigger prints. The garden is well maintained, probably too well for a man on his own, particularly when he was a drunkard. This is the victim's wife. I don't think we have any extra dialogue. But on examining of this lady, we saw she went on a pilgrimage, which gave us a bit of background information. Right, so back to the task at hand. Harpoon. Heavy and sharp whaling harpoon, same as the one used to murder Peter Carey. So, tasks. Ship's log for the year 1883 might put some light on the roll. Right, so we might have some information on that. Back at Baker Street, so let's get back to Baker Street. We'll get the usual pausing and glitching, but it's not too bad. So, Baker Street, here we are. Now then, we have research.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
It's not letting me...
This is where I keep my post.
It's not letting me go to there.
My archive. I can
And it's not
always
letting me use
consult
that
with it
one.
if needed.
Okay, so... where am I going to find...
My archive. My archive. I can always
Okay.
consult with it if needed.
So where am I going to find evidence on that thing? Watson?
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before, on the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slip them more pig throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish we could pay one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend, Whitechapel. We require a carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall, like Peter's cabinet, which would be quite nicely.
Yeah, which we've just grabbed. Now, ship's log. Ah, ship's logs. I believe they will actually be back there where we've just come from, because he had ship's logs on the wall. So, before we go and do this thing with the pig and the harpoon, let's go and have a look at the ship's logs to see if there's something from 1883 or whatever it was. So, there were some ship's logs in here because he was a captain of a ship. Not those, ship's logs, there we go.
1883.
There we go.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Okay.
This is the crew. This is the crew. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Some ripped out.
Log notes. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man.
That's a
The
bit
last
tricky.
would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Okay. Right, so we obviously can't do that. Task for Wiggins. So Wiggins, I'm assuming, will be one of like Sherlock Holmes's little team of boys or kids what he used to use. What's this? Find a use. Piece of stock it was found inside the used ship's logs, where the pages have been torn out. Okay. Bond certificate. Where would I find a use for that? That's the butcher. Scotland Yard. Let's go back here.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Okay. Do I have to call him then? Hey,
Brave
doggy.
Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Ooh, telescope. Oh, really, Holmes? Spying on the neighbours? It's not even really that pretty either. That's a bit... No. Was Sherlock Holmes a peeping Tom? Or was it Watson? Are you spying on the ladies over the way, Watson? Right, let's call Wiggins. Okay.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Okay.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Oh, all the tasks are racking up. Just try and mark some new facts. Harpoon throwing. Watson. Okay. Nothing about that piece of paper I found. Watson. So let's go and do the harpoon throwing. Let's get that out of the way. To the butcher. Oh, that was quick. Right, so what we got to do here?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Okay. Whoa, eh? What?
Holmes, you should try to aim better. And
that was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Ooh. Hey, that went off bad.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
Somebody must have forcibly.
But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Yeah, what do you mean? It was only one.
Please hurry.
Of course.
Okay, right, B. Now this is what they call the Mind Palace. Where we can put things together and form opinions. So, feats of strength. Degree of skill would needed. Was it a lucky throw though? I think you would need to know what you're doing, so I'm going to select that. Retrieving the notebook. Breaking attempts were there to retrieve the notebook. Breaking attempts. No. No, so it's none of those. None of those. None of those. None of those, so I can't link any of those together with anything I have at the moment. So all I have is that, which is the notebook, and feats of strength currently, which isn't very good to form much of an opinion on what happened. Is it? Nothing here to examine. Oh dear. Right. So, Lestrade. John Nelligan seems not to be the usual thief. Find a use. Find out where the pages were torn out. Where am I going to find? Where am I going to find a use for that? Right, let's go to Scotland Yard. We'll speak to Lestrade and check out that guy's belongings to see if there's anything in them. Scotland Yard. Right, oh.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you
Okay.
have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Okay.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
One bet on it, Lestrade. Right. So, there might be something here. Let's go to the evidence room. Right. So, this is evidence for that first chap
These are
that
the
was
suspects'
when we loaded in.
belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
Let's have a look.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers
Right,
were indeed
so CPR,
here.
Canadian
It seems
Pacific
that they
Railway.
have vanished, however.
Okay. Want to
These are
examine
the
them again.
suspect's belongings.
So, got his
Pocket knife. It
knife.
was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
So that's when we arrested him. Right. Ooh, some boots. Now then, we are looking for some boots, aren't we?
These are the suspect's belongings.
Okay. We need some boots to see if we can fit them into them footprints at the cottage. We'll have those.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
That's nothing. Let's have a look at the letter.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Okay.
A pen. Nothing
Pen.
unusual about it.
Okay. Right, so it said something in the Mine Palace. Breaking attempts. Oh, okay. Right. Breaking attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in the pool of the victim's blood. Okay. I'm not sure on that one. Right, so what have we got now? Right, so we've got some dialogue. We have boots to try. We have chemicals to mix. So before we speak to anybody, we'll probably want to try and see what's on this note, or that these boots fit. So let's see if these boots will fit these footprints. Let's have a look.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
They're spot on. So this guy had definitely been here at some point. Okay, so we do have some dialogue. Is there anything to discuss with the wife? Because she may know about these extra boots.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
No, okay. So, we probably ought to try and mix that and reveal what it says, because then we stand a chance of extra dialogue with one of these people in the thingy. Right, where's my science set? Right, let's have a look.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Oh, great.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used.
So all 7
Second
colours.
condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
What? What? I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay. Right, okay. Let's have a listen again.
All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay, right. So blue has to be blue first, because that's what it shows there. And orange has got to be the third. Green isn't shown. Blue? Because it doesn't show another blue, does it?
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay. Right, okay. Well, it's got to be blue. That I know. Green isn't shown, so we'll put that in as a question mark. Blue. Right. Colourless. It's not blown up on me yet. So orange is the last one, so if I put that in.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
What? Okay, so I didn't do badly. So I went for blue first. Green. Blue. Orange.
I need to prepare a chemical...
Okay. Another orange. It's not blown up on me yet.
Done.
Oh.
Now I can proceed further.
More luck than judgment, I
Let
get the
us see
feeling.
if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Okay, let's have a look.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Okay. So, they're bankrupt, that's the letter. Did you ask and hit them? I'll beg you to consider. I on Earth were and remember our vows. Okay. Okay. So we have 3 lots of dialogue. But with who? Has to be here, but does that letter relate to something being written to the dead man's wife? Okay, so let's nip up here. I'm convinced she must have more to say to us than what she already has.
Who could do such a thing?
No, she hasn't.
Poor husband.
That's a bit rubbish. So, what we've got in the tasks. Interrogate new suspect, and John Nelligan seems not to be a usual thief. Okay. Have we got any new links to make? Missing papers. Oh. Yeah. So we're starting to form connections. So, and they don't link. So what do we have here? Nelligan's motive. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing bond certificates. It might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. John Nelligan's victim of circumstance. He does not fit the portrait of the murderer, either by physical or psychological. Yeah, he is a bit young and weak. He is a bit on the young and weak side. I don't think he'd have the strength to forcibly shove that guy, because he was about a foot in the air off the ground near enough. think it's back to Scotland Yard. Now, is there any way of taking a screenshot for this? No, I don't think there is. That's a bit of a shame. Options, gameplay, audio, video. Okay. Right, just double check the evidence. I've examined everything. Nothing remarkable about the pen either. Right, okay. Speak to. So, who have we got here? Ah, we haven't got anybody here. Do we have to request somebody to interrogate?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
So that's the new guy that the boots
Allow me
fit.
to introduce myself. My name is
Footprints.
Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it
Hey,
might
leave
be
the door
wise
open,
to
Sherlock.
speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Okay. Right, let's do the portrait first. Now this is where we can use Sherlock Holmes' super sense to scan around him and pick out features and things that will give us clues. We've got one, two, three, we've got about 3 or 4 to find here. Nothing so far. Oh, a scar. Now that is the same picture that we found on the dead person's wife. Book or handkerchief. Plant bits and bobs, so he's done some planting or gardening. We've still got one to find. It's got to be his hands. Gardener's hands. So,
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
yes you do, because your boots match.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly matched the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
What footprints? That's your proof. How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
True.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that
Dirty
you worked
hands,
with the
plant
earth.
stuff.
Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
Okay.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Oh, none of these really.
I did
Let's
as
have a
you
look at the
asked
letter.
and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will
really?
check that, Mr. Hurtley.
You bet I will.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Yep. Now this is the other guy, the suspect, and there's no way this guy is strong enough to shove that harpoon in
Please
him.
escort this suspect for interrogation.
No way, he's too young and weak.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
Okay. What, bond certificate by any chance?
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers,
Okay.
they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
Alright. So, have a new portrait. Intrigued as to who these will be met in current case. No souvenirs. Right, so everything's ticked off and complete other than dialogue, and that's got to be with the wife for the garden tools. It's a tough one. What is he trying to hide? Right, dodgy loading screen, back to Woodsman's Lee. At least it doesn't take too long to load, it's just all the pausing. Right, so I don't think there's any extra we need to check into in the murder scene. We've examined everything on the table. Yep, because it's all green. He was pinned up here with the harpoon straight through him. We've examined that. We've done those. We've done the shelf where the missing boxes. There's a patch there, look. Oh, okay. So, it has to be the wife.
Locked. Locked.
Has to be the wife, so... Oh, I'm stuck. Right, you must have something to say to me now.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Fibber, I think.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
And the thingy bird that we found on that guy's thing there, look, is on her book, which we examined earlier. So that's how I was able to put a link between him and her in this place. Right.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Special sort of kind of, ooh, ill-fitting plank. Oh, okay. That's a bit easy.
Let
Am I
us
going to
see
have to
what
pick
is
the
in
lock?
this box.
Okay, great. Right. So I'm on the blue one, I take it. Ah, okay, so that's rotate all. Ah, I got you. So that's not that tricky. So if I get that, ah, there you go, look. Ah, hey, I like it. Obviously, with that being the first one, it's going to be an easy one. Ooh, bunch of letters.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Yeah, my dear. These feelings, but I suppose this, if I know good comfort. I fear going against God. Thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man whom I have been bound by lies to our cross. Is my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. Okay, interesting. So we'll probably have more dialogue with the wife outside now. Oh, I think. Nothing else here, nothing's popping up. Okay. So, well, what do you have to say now, madam?
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
So, all tasks completed so far. Ooh, new mind thought. It's been confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with his wife and even found it, but didn't go beyond affectionate words. Okay. Hurtley's presumably on the night of the murder is explained by his affection towards Judith Carey. The fact that he worked there as a gardener, we have no choice but to choose that. So we've got Nelligan's innocence, and that's that young lad who couldn't lift anything. Hurtley's innocence, even though his boots fitted, he was only there because of a gardener and he was having a fling with the wife. No. So what we got here? Ah, well, that's for that. So Liam Hurtley loved Judith Carey so desperately that his jealousy could have provoked him into committing murder. Yeah, because it stated in the letters that the husband was beating her. he could have confronted him about it. And a fight came out because the husband was drunk, went for the knife. He grabbed a harpoon and shoved him in anger against the wall. Okay. It's an interesting one, couldn't it be? The character's motive. Was from the other motive. Explain was affectionate. Oh, okay. I still think doesn't like that, does it? Those two must be conflicting. See, if I click that, they'll go blue. It likes that much better. Oh, man, there's too many options. Is there any more of those things I can join together? No, because there's only one. Okay, so I think we have to go back to Baker Street for that young lad to have turned up. And yet we do have a sailor to put into the mix yet as well, that the young lad is found in for us.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Hugh Pottins, sailor. James Lancaster, helmsman. Patrick Cairns, harpooner. Ralph Talbot, sailor. John York, cook. So,
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now.
So we need somebody who's handy with the harpoons. He's dead. That only leaves
This
him.
man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Yep.
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent.
Okay.
Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Go get yourself a washing, lad. Ooh, okay, I've got a mind thingy. It still must be proven that he was at the crime scene.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Ooh, disguise time. Are we still looking at that same person? Oh my god, yes we are. It has to be Watson. Watson's the only one here. Watson, what are you doing?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Well, you can stop looking at that woman through the telescope for a start, mate. Right, where's my room? Holmes, there we go. Right. Disguises. Let's have a look. Locked, 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 locked. Bold! Top hat, no. Okay. Let's go to the wardrobe. There must be a bandit, farmer, morning, sailor. Sailor! There we go. That will suffice. Any makeup? Any hat to go with it? Ooh, none of these are... None of these are locked. Don't think a sailor with a top hat is going to go down too well. Nor a deer stalker. Nor a bowler. Ooh, flat cap might. Yeah. Let's have a flat cap. No glasses. And a sailor's got to have a beard. No, I like it. Yeah, he's got to have a big old beard, hasn't he? Yeah, would a sailor look like that? Probably if he's been out on the seas for a fair old bit. He wouldn't look too sort of... Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That's a proper
now
sailor
I can
attire.
approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Right, okay. Let's see which pub. Hang on, what's that? Right. See which pub. That was quick. Oh, this looks a right old dive. What have they got? Oh, he don't look too well, does he? Okay. No. No. Okay. Oh, haha.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
This
What
is
do
the
you
best
want?
accent we can do, Holmes.
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
10 shillings. Always beat me. Ah. Okay.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I'm ready
Let's
to
have another
try
one.
again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
I have no idea what I'm doing here. Continue. Oh, do I have to click it? Hold him there. Let's build that stamina up again. Oh, I think I might have got the idea of this. Oh, I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh, no, you don't. I want to give it back. Oh. Come on, Holmes. Come on, Holmes.
That's the arm that killed 100
Oh, well,
whales.
nearly.
Care to lose another 10 shillings?
No, I think I might skip. Actually, let's do the portrait. Okay. Right, so yellow nose, tattoos. Okay.
Ah, I've had enough. You're too strong.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
Right, I wonder if I can skip it to get to the dialogue. Must be able to. Must be able to. So let's try talking again. Okay. Let's continue.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want...
So we know what happens there. Oh, space, skip. Yes. Right, so I beat him. Okay, interesting.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
Okay.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me...
But now I wanna... Okay. Don't get
Well,
this.
good for you, I reckon. You're strong.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a
Okay.
drink.
Okay.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Okay.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Ah, of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumours about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant. And not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in
So it was violent.
1883 that it happened. In August of that year, Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Okay.
What was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he just enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Is that them bombs?
Was that on the second night he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
So I wonder if that was that missing guy who was running with the bombs.
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heel, push him over the rail, and give him my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we started checking the lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those who know him will be surprised to hear it. But this must stay between us, all right?
Of course. I'll be back in a second. I might go to the Kazi.
Oh yeah, my drink.
So I've got to plant the pouch somehow. So I'll pretend to go to the loo.
Here it is.
Done. Okay. There, that was quick, wasn't it, mate? Eh?
Have you got any tobacco? We've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute.
Ah, no, see, that pouch was found at the murder
Oh,
scene.
is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, it is.
Okay, so we know he was there.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Okay. So. Wow. Okay. Kaz has come in the past, but this means it was at the scene of the murder, thus proves his guilt. Kaz confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. This means it was at the scene of the murder, but does not necessarily prove it was the murder. No, it doesn't, yeah. Oh, I have no idea. See, it could have been a lucky throw. I still think you'd need some strength to shove that in through somebody. So I think my investigation might be complete. But I'm going to go back to Baker Street and quit. Actually, I've still got a bit of time. Right, so I need to form a deduction, don't I? Because I have. So, there's only one there with a stone of valuable papers. I think that's got to be it. Oh, okay. Have no more clues. So, oh, okay. So that means, harmless flirting, unexplained presence, which is Hurtley's innocence. So it means Cairns is guilty, which is the fisherman or the harpooner. I think it's that one. He is guilty of murder, but I think the other guy was drunk.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea
I think I got this
in
one right.
1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
That's not the result I was expecting.
It's good that you asked me to
That
come,
one.
Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is Wiggins,
Wiggins.
Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and
interesting.
orange
So
cake.
we've exiled the
Orange
guy
cake?
that we know did
You're
it, but
spoiling me,
in
Mr. Holmes.
self-defense.
That's my favourite.
And we're blaming it on the dead harpooner that was on that list.
Ah,
because
Mr.
obviously
Holmes.
You can't say yes
Inspector
or no.
Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
Interesting.
I believe that this
This guy will
belongs
get
to
his
you.
bonds
My
back.
father's securities. Incredible. But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Peter Carey, murdered by Patrick Carnes, a professional harpooner. The only one capable of an accurate throw. The murder was in self-defense against an armed and furious drunken sailor. You have decided to absolve. So should it have been that he was guilty? That's interesting. Interesting. So if we find him guilty and he is a cold-blooded murderer and it wasn't in self-defense, would both of those go green? Interesting. Let's find out. Oh, I've got to do all this again. Right, so Cares is good. Now we went for absolve. Now we're going for cold stone dead killer.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
Different ending.
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour...
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that we will.
Brilliant. Oh, right, okay. Didn't realise I'm going to have to do some fighting. Oh. Oh, hey. Steady on.
Lestrade, are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
All right, Lestrade.
Yes, he was lucky.
But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, No need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
Okay. So it doesn't matter what you choose. It doesn't matter what you choose. The moral choice is whatever. So I don't think he is a cold-hearted killer. I think it was that the other guy was drunk and violent. So I think my first decision was correct. So I'm going to go back and quickly do that, skip through it all because we've already done it, and then end it. Because I don't think he is a cold, hard killer, like we've already decided. I think so. I think it wasn't premeditated. Peter Carey was drunk, violent, as we've noted in the others. So I think it was self-defense. And we've already seen this, so we'll skip some.
Good up.
No, my...
That detective.
That is...
About what?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted him a...
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
The question is, do I
will
agree
not
with him
say
blaming it on the
anything
dead sailor?
as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what
I will...
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean?
His name...
Telling me that
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange
Very
cake?
nice.
You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Then we
Mr.
give
Holmes.
this guy his bonds back,
Inspector Lestrade
which we
told me
didn't
that I
get
should
in that
thank you
last
for clearing
one. So
my
this
name.
has to be the correct
He also
one.
said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could.
This has to be
I
the correct
cannot
moral
thank you
decision
enough.
because you don't see
It's all because
this
of you that this
with the last
nightmare
one.
is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's
So,
securities.
yeah, I think this is
Incredible.
the correct decision.
But how did you get them?
It would take
Tell me. This is it.
Then that may serve as an explanation.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
So yeah, I'm going to accept that decision. Case statistics, people solved the case the same way, 81%. People made the same moral choice, 59. Okay. Riddle on the rails next. I think we will stop once we load back into what I assume will be Baker Street.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air,
Deerstalker.
brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh,
Brother
Mr. Holmes?
Mycroft.
Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Thanks, Mycroft. Right. Souvenirs. I got a harpoon. And that just tells me what we saw at the other one. So now we've got railway. So I'm guessing that will be what? Okay. Right. So let's quit here.